I convene the April 16th, 2025 regular board meeting to order at 7 p.m. Jackie, please call the roll.
Emily Swistamp here. Marjorie Bartelli here. Karen Marston
Here.
Liz Sullivan
Here.
Vanessa Berry
Here.
Debbie Bryan
Here.
Josh Martin
Here.
Thank you. Agenda item number 2 is opportunities of visitors to speak. Public comment is for the general public to address the board. Each person will have up to 5 minutes to provide public comments. Would anyone like to address the board? Seeing none, we will move on to item number 3, which is trustee recognition. Item 3A includes resolution 25-02, a commendation for Marjorie Bartelli. I'll need a motion and a second, and then I will read the resolution. We'll take a vote and then see if Marjorie would like to say a few words.
I move to adopt resolution 25-02, the Marjorie Bartelli commendation. I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion and then I will read the commendation.
I think yes, I just don't place on there. Should you rated the thought?
Should have thought.
Well,
Yeah, it's right here. It's on the back.
It's on the back.
All right, here we go. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Resolution 25-02. Lisle Library District, April 16th, 2025. Be it resolved that the following is true and accurate. Whereas Marjorie Bartelli has served on the Board of Trustees for the Lisle Library District since June 2017, and whereas Marjorie Bartelli has served as president of the Lisle Library District 2021 through 2024, and whereas Marjorie Bartelli has served as vice president of the Lisle Library District 2019 through 2021 and 2024 through 2025, and whereas Marjorie Bartelli has served as secretary of the Lisle Library District 2018 through 2019, and whereas Marjorie Bartelli has served on the LLD Physical Plant Committee 2017 through 2025 and has chaired the committee 2019 through 2021, and whereas Marjorie Bartelli has served on the LLD Personnel and Policy Committee 2019 through 2025, and whereas Marjorie Bartelli chaired the LLD Decennial Committee 2023 through 2024, and whereas Marjorie Bartelli has served on the LLD Strategic Planning Committee 2023 through 2025 and has chaired the committee 2023 through 2024, and whereas Marjorie Bartelli has reliably represented the district's vision, mission, and values, and whereas Marjorie Bartelli dependably guided the LLD through the 2023 renovation as board president, and whereas Marjorie Bartelli has benefited the LLD Board of Trustees with her attention to policy and fiscal responsibility, and whereas Marjorie Bartelli has consistently supported and attended library-wide programs and art events at Gallery 777, and whereas Marjorie Bartelli has elevated our meetings with pertinent questions, active user insight, and an inclusive, community-based vision for the library. Therefore, be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Lisle Library District that Marjorie Bartelli be commended for her exemplary service to the district.
Thank you. Wow.
Thank you. And now we need to take a vote. I'm sorry, discussion first. Do we need to do discussion?
Let's go.
Vote.
Roll.
Yes, please.
Emily Swistamp.
Aye.
Marjorie Bartelli.
Aye.
You're the most. Aye. Liz Sullivan. Aye. Vanessa Berry.
Aye.
Debbie Bryan.
Aye.
Josh Martin.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Marjorie, would you like to say a few words?
Yes, but I wonder if I may defer them till to the end of the meeting.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Agenda item number 4 acknowledges that Secretary Sullivan and Trustee Berry reviewed the March billings in April, and that Treasurer Larson and Trustee Martin will review the April billing sheet. Agenda item number 5 is the consent agenda. Is there a trustee who wishes to pull something from the consent agenda? If not, may I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda?
I move to approve the consent agenda, which includes the approval of minutes of the March 19th, 2025 board meeting, acknowledgement of the March 31st, 2025 treasurer's report, investment activity report, current assets report, revenue report, expense report, and the authorization of the April 16th, 2025 payment of bills.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion?
Yep.
Okay, Jackie, please call the roll.
Emily Swister,
Aye.
Marjorie Bartelli,
Aye.
Karen Larson,
Aye.
Liz Sullivan, Vanessa Berry,
Aye.
Debbie Bryan,
Aye.
Class Mark.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes. Agenda item number 6 is unfinished business. 6A1 involves the capital improvement project and updates. Mark could not join us this evening, so Director Weissing will update us.
I do. I have Mark's notes here. So no action is being requested of the board tonight regarding the HVAC project. 30 of 45 VAV boxes are online. The balance are to be completed between this week and next. They found some issues with some existing wiring and are working through those issues one piece of equipment at a time. So that's why it's taking a little longer, but there'll be no extra costs to the library, even though the work is taking a bit longer for us. Let's see here. 3 of the 4 air handlers are ready to go. The last air handler will be completed following that VAV box project. And they're now trending to be substantially complete with the full project around the end of the month. So 2 HVAC units are currently offline in the building, so they're not operating. But we're preparing for an equipment install, and that delivery is expected soon. We'll need to schedule a day where a crane will be on site so they can drop them in. This shouldn't affect any patron, ins and outs of the parking lot. Will cone off an area, and they may take up 2 parking spots, but it won't affect driving. And so that date is currently unknown, but we will know soon. And then we are planning to have all the units fully functional in early May outside of anything going wrong. And then just for future project planning, CCS is going to work with the director, as he says here in his notes, to put together that more detailed approach to a 10-year plan for us, similar to the one we had before. And then we will meet with physical plant after preliminary discussion. And then just from me, I did speak with Mark today because he had an emergency and why he couldn't make it today. But I updated him about our strategic plan discussion, specifically the vacant lot discussion. And so he, I, and will meet in early May to talk about making sure that for the next board meeting in May, he has some information for the board in terms of having a preliminary plan for that vacant lot, using the information from the survey and the focus groups and the board feedback. So we'll have a more broad discussion in May regarding the vacant lot. And that's his notes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. Because I don't have any questions that Richard may be able to.
One question on the capital planning third bullet, the HVAC replacements. Which portion is that? That's for the remaining portion, but there's a BAS system reference there. What portion of the system would need to be included in that? Do you know, or did he?
Is the BAS?
No, it's in the third bullet for the HVAC replacements under capital planning for the future. Is that just, are we saying that in the future, the BAS will need further replacements?
I doubt it. I mean,
Okay.
our last software, it was
Right.
15 years old.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but I can ask him.
That's fine. We can wait that. We can hold that one. I just noticed that was
Understanding of this is this has been on this major plan expenditures for a while.
right.
And I think this project isn't complete. So it hasn't been removed yet. So I'm assuming that's the project
Well,
that's
that's
on
why it's
hold
in
now. But
Right. That's what I was trying to understand.
yeah.
Seems repetitive.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I didn't know
okay,
if
yeah,
it was
yeah.
something ancillary or part of the ongoing work that we're already doing with the BAS.
So that's why it's still on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll get clarification.
Good. All right. Thank you. Okay, agenda item number 7 is committee reports. 7A is finance.
I have nothing to report.
Thank you. 7B, personnel and policy.
Nothing at this time.
Thank you. 7C, physical plan.
Nothing at this time.
Okay. 7D, strategic planning.
Okay. I can just recap. We were all here pretty much. We met on April 9th to discuss the results of the community survey and focus group data. And then we received 420 survey responses. We've held 4 focus groups. We targeted specific demographics, all adults and seniors, teens, kids, and caregivers. We also had an open forum where we had anybody could attend that. I presented the data to the committee via a PowerPoint presentation, and after the group had a good discussion, I'm pleased to announce that the group came up with 3 major focus areas, one having 3 subtopics, and the 3 areas are awareness, and then resources, and that the one that had the subtopics, which include materials, programs, and services. And then we had the last focus area is property. And then again, this referencing the vacant lot area in Kingston. And just a reminder to everybody, all members have been tasked with some homework to submit objectives and approaches for the focus areas. And then we'll review them at our next strategic planning meeting. That's my summary. Right. Thank you.
Agenda item number 8 is staff reports. 8A is the director's report. Dr. Weinstein.
Okay. All right. Well, I know we had the lovely resolution for Marjorie, but I just want, and I mentioned this in my report too, but I also wanted just to publicly thank Marjorie for her leadership during renovation, especially. And there was just a lot that went into the renovation. So I just especially appreciate your trust in me as a director. And I just appreciate you for your service in general as a trustee. As a library director, it's my job to work with the board no matter who's elected, but it makes my job even more rewarding if trustees like Marjorie actually use the library, appreciate the staff, and just support Lisle. So thank you. And also grateful for your support of Gallery 77, because that was my baby way back when. And just your regular attendance at library events, because that does not go unnoticed. Staff really appreciate that. A lot of work goes into it. So when you come, it's very much appreciated. So thank you. I'm sure we'll see you here as regular. Thanks so much. Thank you. Moving on to something completely different. We had another power outage. It was about a month after the last power outage. And it was due to that last big windstorm we had. So up and down Kingston, about 70 homes were affected, lines were down. And it also included the library being down so they could do those repairs. So staff did everything that they normally do. We notified the public, we put signs on the windows. Power was restored around lunchtime. However, we opened around 1:30 because we have to reboot all the servers. We have to ensure that the computers and the automatic sorters working and all those other pieces of equipment for the public. But I just wanted to let everybody know, because we've had these ongoing outages, and I'm not sure if it's because our power lines or what's going on with this neighborhood, but we seem to have a lot of repair work happening. Staff is going to procure some quotes for a generator for our server room, like a dedicated generator for the server room, so that we can keep the servers up and running. People can then continue to use our online resources without any hiccups. And so we're looking into how much that will cost for us. We cannot afford to, I mean, we could, but we don't think it's cost effective to get a generator that would power the whole building. It's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, but having a dedicated generator for the server room makes sense for us. So you'll see that in the next budget cycle. Moving on to the Hokusai Volunteer Art Project. So tomorrow in this very room, around 7:30 p.m., I should have between 30 and 36 people decorating the Hokusai banners. 16 of whom are Lisle Club members, and they're volunteering to come help Kate. I will also pick up 60 completed banners from Lisle Elementary, Lisle Junior High, and Lisle High School tomorrow. And the banners will become, I've mentioned this before, a feature in the downtown, as well as featured at Gallery 77 during June and July. So I have some show and tell. It's hard to see because they're grayscale, but we have 3 images. This is the waterfall, and these are peonies, and then we've got a fun dragon. So this is what people will be painting tomorrow, and what we will be receiving from the schools. And I know we got one here. Can you show yours? So Trustee Barry also participating.
She's got like a texture. It's an amazing pretty.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful. Nice.
Those violet nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Has a very sheen on it too.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
So looking forward.
Media and everything.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
How many total banners?
Sorry.
How many total banners?
I think we had a first run of 120 that were printed, and then 50.
Fun.
You know, some people took them. I haven't seen a slew return because we had public pickup here, so people could pick them up, rolled up, and they return them with the signed waiver denoting that they are
Isn't
property of the village of Lisle because that's who paid for these. But we've gotten a good handful returned as of today, so we should have plenty. We should have plenty. So I'm excited about that.
Oh,
Okay, moving on. Behind you here, I'm very pleased to announce the arrival of two generous donations to the library. First, the Lisle Women's Club donated funds to purchase that bench. That bench will sit in the south vestibule. And we finally got its donation plaque. So if you walk up to it, you'll see the plaque on the bottom rung there. We got it nice and big so people can see it when they come in. So we're just very grateful to the Lisle Women's Club, and I'm sure the patrons will very much appreciate it being in the south vestibule because right now we have no seating there. So thank you, Lisle Women's Club. And then right on top of it, if you can see, you'll see it later. Local artist Sue Thomas contacted me about donating a piece of art, and so we discussed what would be appropriate. So the YS department is in store for this beautiful watercolor gouache sea turtle, and it will sit right next to our pet turtles, Jack and Jill, down in the YS department. So thank you, Sue Thomas. So please take a look at that after the meeting today. And then just lastly, I didn't put this in my report because this just happened. We had a really wonderful National Library Week Saturday program where Mouse from If You Give a Mouse a Cookie was here. And we had a cooking guessing jar. We also had a quite difficult crossword puzzle, but contests for both. And the winners of the guessing contest and the crossword puzzle were notified, and they will be receiving their prizes on Friday. But it was a really nice event. We served about 225 people. We had over 100 people in this room. And if you're curious about what that looked like, take a look at Facebook. We've got lots of really cute pictures, and also on Flickr. So it was really wonderful. And I thank the staff for putting on such a great show. Dressing up in that mouse costume is not easy. It wasn't me, but staff did a great job. They were really engaged. So
I saw the photo of you next to the.
yes, yeah,
It's you in there.
It's
Yeah.
proof, yeah. So it was really good.
Well, that's my. Thank you. Any questions for the director?
just one on the backup generator. Are you referring to something that is automatically switching, but only enough power to support the server room, or is it going to? Okay.
Because currently, if the power goes out, then people at home don't have access to the catalog.
Correct.
Is it possible to explore the option of cloud or off-prem server facilities for that?
We
I know we've talked in the past.
Yes, we can do that too. Right now I have IT staff looking into everything. So we will present that
Great.
as an option.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, 8B is the assistant director's report, and assistant director Savage is not here, so it goes to my Steve.
Here we go.
Wearing a lot of hats tonight.
So Will's first mention is an OMA webinar put on by the Illinois Attorney General's office. So both he and I participated in that webinar. I also did my FOIA webinar with the Illinois Attorney General's office. So it was good, but it was always a good refresher for both of us. And then under facility, a masonry company came out to assess the brick facade on the eastern side of the building. When we had a roof inspection, we have our annual maintenance roof inspection as part of our contract. They noticed a couple of what is it? I want to say grout. It's
The mortar.
mortar chipping away. And so we had the masonry company come out and they made some notes. So at the next physical plant meeting, we're adding to that list.
Great.
We will talk more about what is needed on that side of the building. He also mentioned the HVAC project, and they're still on premises. Things are going okay. There've been a couple hiccups as Mark mentioned, but it's going pretty well and the team is a good team to work with. And then we had our electrician out to troubleshoot a couple of light poles in the north side now, and it's the same issue we had on the south side. This time squirrels, and we're going to probably do the same thing we did on the south side and put up some rodent barriers around the poles so we don't have any more outages. He just loves those wires.
They do.
They like wires.
We need some house cats.
Some,
Some libraries have cats.
Yes.
We could say that.
and then just Will is in the process of submitting that claim to ComEd. We've had to, and this was for the previous outage, where it was a ComEd problem, and so we had to wait for some quotes for the work we had done there, and we'll let you know what we hear.
Are they timely in paying them?
We have not yet had one paid by expense. Let's put it that way.
That's unfortunate.
It is. But hopefully this one, since we have documentation from our electrician that it was not our problem, there was a ComEd issue, and ComEd even admitted to it. So we should hopefully get a payment. Hopefully.
Any other questions for the director on behalf of the assistant director? Okay, thank you. 8C is Director of Technical Services report. So Laura, would you like to come on down? So tonight our special guest is Laura Murr. She's the Director of Technical Services. You also have all the quarterly reports, yes, right? And your packet. Laura is going to do a little bit of a demonstration. We've been talking about the catalog overlay. Aspen.
Nice.
You're going to see
Excellent.
What, and again, this is beta. We're still in development, correct, Laura?
Yes.
And Laura is kind of leading our department directors through this process. She's kind of our head, our lead for this. So
Go ahead, Laura, but you're not licensed.
all right. So just a little bit of background on what library catalogs have historically done. They documented the very specific items that a library had in their building for their patrons. The very specific books, audiobooks, DVDs. With the advent of the internet and increased variety of items held by libraries, there has been a need for a catalog to not only list the items that we have, but also provide a way for patrons to browse all of the options that are connected to that. So now catalogs are based on works. Instead of just the items we have, it's the bigger concept of the creation. They're called discovery layers because you discover them. They're very much designed like the internet. It provides a more robust and a dynamic search experience for our patrons. So I am going to first show you, this is our actual homepage. It is beautiful. This is what our catalog will look like. I will start over here, sorry. So one of the highlights of the discovery layer is the ability to put browsable categories on the front, load up the images. You can directly from here see whether they're in, what's new. We have the option to set up whatever categories we want up here so we can highlight things for them. We can break it down. There is going to be a specific youth catalog so that they can have more user-friendly images and language that they're familiar with. One of the other highlights is you can pop up here on the New York Times bestsellers list. It will only show you the books that we have. And again, you can divide them up and to show the nonfiction. Another option that we have in these is to highlight a specific collection that we have. Because we have this event happening, we can pull together everything that we have. Sorry, my mouse went no crazy. Everything that we have for this event. And if you click on it, you can see what it is and the series. So just to highlight the most exciting part of it, because it is the searching, is what we're all excited about. So right now, when you search in our catalog,
What are you typing?
oops, Dog Man.
So in our catalog right now, you search it and it comes up like this: individual items listed. With the dynamic and the more robust catalog, instead of just telling us we have this book and then, we might have it in another form down here somewhere in an ebook, but you have to actually look for it. You've got to use some of our facets on the side, which aren't always the most user-friendly or what you need. Like right now, I would love to just be able to say, what do we have in print? Ebook, but then you have electronic resources. It gets a little confusing. So in the new catalog, you can search Dog Man. And hit enter. And you'll see that it pulls up the one title and all of our options right there that you can see. You can see that it's checked out. If you do where it is, it'll show you that we actually have 3 copies. All of them are out. And it tells you where it is. So let's say we want to place a hold on that. So we place our hold. It comes up and it tells me that I can have this hold delivered. Where do I want to pick it up? I submit it. And it tells me I am first in place. So the next time that kid gets done, Dogman's going to come in and it'll be there for me.
Nice.
If I wanted to get it online, and let's say it's checked out, I want to check out the e-comic right away. I can just click on my Hoopla. It tells me exactly how many I have left.
Yeah.
And I can check it out.
Oh,
And I never have to leave our catalog. I can also, let me find one that,
Because right now,
So I don't have to go into.
right, you have to go down the app,
right,
right?
at all.
That's cool.
So we did that. So now we'll go into our account. And you can see I have 4 items checked out. I have 4 titles on hold. If I click on the titles on hold, I have the option of splitting up the physical materials,
good.
or I can see the hold that I have on Libby.
Sign.
Items that are checked out also have the option of being split into physical, Libby,
Listen.
and Hoopla.
Very nice.
Wow.
Libby as well. Let me find one. I want to borrow it with Libby, Overdrive. It's going to tell me we couldn't because all of the e-copies are currently checked out. Do I still want to place a hold on it? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to put it in the email to be reminded. I'm going to place my hold. And it tells me I am number 21.
Oh,
Dogman is very, very, very
Yeah.
popular. Now, what you can also see is that there are 5 copies in Libby. There's 18 people on hold, but there are 5 copies available that are circulating. So you can get an idea of how long you might have to be in there. You have a question?
Why did you say available online?
Because that is currently the default language. We can change everything.
Got it.
In fact, if this book was currently on the shelf and you accessed it from within the library, with the IP range, it will say go to the shelf or check the shelf instead of available. Available online is just the information that we use. I believe.
Yeah, we're still tweaking all the
Yeah.
language in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
When it said on shelf, if you scroll down, will you keep a little bit more, another one. They right there. Oh, okay. So that's
On shelf.
Yeah. 2 copies available, tells you where it is, first floor, what this Cracker Towel section. It's nice that it says what floor. Yeah, it's oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Yes. So yeah, that is kind of the most exciting thing.
Yeah.
I think people
program.
Oh, that's right. One of the other special features in here is that we're able to highlight programs, we're able to highlight events that we're having. So right now we have a Hokusai. Oops. And we will search that, and you'll see that right on top comes a highlight that we built and put in here to show that we have a program coming up. And if you hover over that, you can click on it, and it will take you to our page that tells you what we're doing. The other thing that happens is that there is an Explore More section that pops up that will automatically show if we have events coming up. We will also be adding in if there's other features that might come. So if we were doing more programs on the Hokusai, or if we wanted to highlight a specific online collection, we can build a little placard list for that. These are the lists that we've created. But again, like this event, it'll link us out to our event page so that you can register for it.
Do we define the keyword tags that bring us up? Very good.
Right now, this Hokusai banner will pop up if they search Japan, art,
Read my mind. That's exactly what I was thinking.
big wave.
Yep. Yeah, great. Excellent.
So again, this we just we put this together quickly just for demonstration purposes. So it's a little anemic, but I mean, I think Laura did a great job. So
Yeah, the marketing people are going to make all of this way more beautiful and perfect. I just wanted to be able to show you what it happens. And then you can see that the series that it's in is in the Hokusai and Lisle. And if you click on that, it does bring us to the list that was created.
Wow. Very nice.
And in case you're wondering, this image too is just because the image from Syndetics and the companies that we pay for them just didn't get loaded up.
Sure.
And that's our default coverage that we picked.
Yep.
But yes, if there are more than one version, you can select the editions. Like sometimes, especially with music, Hoopla will have the original version. They'll have a clean version. They'll have, the regular, deluxe, super released version. They will all roll up in one so that you can pick and choose which one that you want. And again, you are able to do all of your checkouts and your searching of our complete collection online and in-house from one spot.
Excellent.
This is awesome. I know, I rarely care what format my books are in. So this is nice not having to search on Libby, then search Hoopla, then search the catalog.
Yeah.
Yeah, to have all the options there.
And the Hoopla, just about everything that is available to us in Hoopla is searchable within here. We do it through an API. With the Canopy, everything that's available is through here through a side load. So we don't actually have to load down our in-house server catalog with records for our digital collection.
Cool.
When we update it weekly, it'll automatically delete the ones that are no longer available to us, which is also something that we've not always had, especially with Overdrive.
Right.
Overdrive has never given us a way to know what they've removed. We're supposed to just know. And so this way, because it's a direct conversation with them, we do that. And it will, sometimes you'll see two things listed, like Libby and then Kindle. And a lot of that is because we have our Advantage account that Elizabeth talked about, and then we have the consortium account. And so it'll show the same numbers, but that's why it's listed there twice.
We're still also working with the way this looks, not just the language we're using. We may not use all these brown buttons to change things.
Sure.
Just FYI.
Yes, and all of the language is changeable. There will even be more options for if you don't want it in English. There is some set translations for certain fields. It says Google. It is verified by Bywater, or a company that manages the source. Because a very funny story that just came out, German library just signed on with this. So they're be adding German. Well, sometimes in records, they shorten publication to pub. And Google Translate was changing it into pub bar instead of publication. So they had to go in and do that behind the scenes. So it is human verified. We're not just going straight off Google. But yeah, I thought that one was a funny story. We also, just another one of those browsing characters categories is the coming soon. And these are all things that are ordered.
So do you guys have to load that in, or does it just pick up on your orders?
It just picks it up based off of the categories, off of the criteria that we put in there. So right now, the coming soon is everything that has an on order record and no item record. So it's just on order. That way we don't put up replacement, those types of things. They don't wind up here.
So then, Laura, if I was, say I was looking for tornadoes and I just did a regular search for tornadoes, would that show up in the search and it would say coming soon as opposed to like what's
Yes.
available currently?
Exactly.
Nice. Cool.
There is also the option to add a little noon tag on top of the picture, but it does sort in best matches. So it's usually popped to the top anyway.
Yeah, thank you. So department heads have been meeting every other week. Is that true?
Yeah, every other week since February.
Yeah, just to develop this.
Awesome.
Like I said, Laura's been kind of leading the pack in terms of communicating with our vendors the most.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're getting there. We're
Yes.
coming around the turn, right?
It's all the fine tweaking, like making all of the images the same size.
Right.
You know, that background kind of stuff. We're tweaking those to get it exactly what we want it to be.
So color.
Yeah. And then we'll get into the color design and all of that.
So it's very exciting.
It is so exciting. When do you anticipate it going live?
We are hoping for summer read.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Cool.
This is so cool.
Yeah, we really are down to the fine tuning. We've gotten all of our systems to talk to each other. Learned more about APIs than I ever thought I would. Technical librarian does not mean technology librarian. So yeah, we're getting very close, and then we'll start getting in the all the little final details. I know Elizabeth and her staff are starting to form the lists, and placards is what that banner on top of the facade are called. And so yeah,
Great.
So, more to come, right?
yeah,
So much, so many possibilities.
Thank
you so much.
you.
What a great
Thank you. Very nice.
And that'll integrate with the app too.
Yes, there is actually an app that comes kind of free. That we will be setting up that will be branded to us. Nothing bad about our current one, but it is way more robust. It is almost exactly, it uses the same code as the catalog page does. So yeah, it'll give you all the same options.
Great.
Yeah, great. Good
You
stuff.
had one note at the very end about increased titles from Canopy and Hoopla.
Yeah.
Why did we get that? Was that them being benevolent or what?
It is. They negotiate constantly with the creators.
Sure.
And they will often get packages
Okay.
that come with a lot of titles. If like another company has absorbed one of the smaller ones, then Company B's material is now available because we already had Company A.
Okay.
And so that's usually what ends up with those big spikes. And they've been trying to bring in more and more of the content more popular content that people are aware of.
Will that remain available, or do we anticipate a contraction in the future?
I do believe that it will. The world's hard.
Yeah.
Canopy in the past has been really good about keeping material
Okay.
available.
Great.
They do give us deletion files
Right.
quarterly, and those deletion files usually have maybe about 100 in them out of the 500 that we get. And we have over 34,000
Okay.
titles in Canopy total.
Well, excellent. Thank you.
Thank you, Lottie. Thank you so much.
Sure. Moving on now. Item number 9 is new business. 9A is an announcement. Per LLD policy 705, the library is required to publicly state that it is seeking proposals or a call for bids for library cleaning services for the next fiscal year. The LLD has prepared RFP document that will be available on the library's website and will be published in the paper as of Friday. The public notice for bids will be open for 30 days. After receipt of all bids, the board anticipates awarding the job to the lowest qualified bidder at the next board meeting. That is it. Go very fast. And then item number 10 is the opportunity for trustee comments. I'm going to go first because I got the deal. Couple of things. One, I want to say I'm really excited about this catalog overlay. Just seeing it in action is very exciting, and I'm really glad up or was the department director that spoke to us tonight to show us that. So we're really looking forward to that. And then I wanted to just thank Marjorie for the past 8 years of serving together on the board. I've really enjoyed working alongside of you. I feel like we've been on so many committees together as well. And working on the renovation project with you and working closely with you, especially because we were the two that were involved in interviewing the different construction firms and all of that process. And I really enjoying doing that with you. And just working closely with you over the years, and I'm really gonna miss you. And I just thank you so much for everything. So
You're welcome. Thank you.
okay, so I'm done. Trustee Beauty.
Yes, I echo what you said. Like, thank you, Marjorie. You were so welcoming when we joined the board. Kind of you're thrown in, don't know what's going on, and you were there to answer any questions and just help us along. So thank you for all of your service. Yeah, other than that, wanted to make a note of the youth services report and bring it to the attention that there was a child that really wants to be able to rent out the turtles. I know, it was wonderful. I was laughing so hard about that, but yeah, that was great. But yeah, I'm excited about the Hokusai stuff. It'll be fun to come to Gallery 777 and see all them displayed.
Thank you, Trustee Martin.
I'd like to start again with the comments on the website catalog redesign. That's very much nearly exactly what I was thinking of when I know that we had talked about this and usability and cross functionality, and the fact that it has a mobile web-based app that also aligns with that primary catalog functionality is fantastic. So I think that's tremendous. And being a primary digital user of the library services, excellent to see those improvements being made. And certainly not the least, but again, Marjorie, thank you. I think you set a really good example of leadership for the board and the committees. I appreciate it, and haven't gotten to serve with you for a full 8 years. But the time it's been incredible to work with you. So thank you. I appreciate you at all of the events as well. Seeing you at all of the differing library events is fantastic. So again, like Director Weinstein said, I'm sure we'll see you at those still. So thank you.
Yes, you will. Thank you.
Trustee Brian.
Again, thank you, Marjorie, for welcoming us all and just again providing such great leadership and great examples. And I've really enjoyed working with you, and we'll miss working with you, but look forward to seeing you at events and maybe around town. So, I will reiterate the whole thing about the overlay. I mean, what a fantastic report. I love the reports. It's my favorite time. They were all so fun to read. So happy to see all the outreach going on to all ages. And how many people signed up for library cards. I think it was at Brookdale, 25. My gosh. That's amazing. I mean, it's so nice to know that people are just excited to really, no matter what their age, be part of the community. And so it's just great. So I really like that. And I know I replied to you about the bench in an email, but I loved to hear that the staff opens those inner doors a little early for people. I came here, I think it was on a Sunday, and I was here a few minutes before 1, and
I was shocked at how many people were sitting in the parking lot, like waiting for the library to open. And I was like, wow. And I made a comment to the person in circulation. She said, this is a place, a destination for people. Oftentimes, this is where they go. And, it really warmed my heart to know that, you have a community like we all do in our public spaces, and that you welcome them in when it's cold or they need, I just loved that. That just made me so happy to see that and to know that this is a home for a lot of people and a respite or whatever it is they need. And that's just terrific. So great.
Thank you. Secretary Sullivan.
Love the quarterly reports, loves the online catalog, many additions plus the redesign. But I want to thank Marjorie in particular for her leadership, working with you for the last 8 years has been wonderful. All the ideas that you have brought to the table have been just excellent. And thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hope to see you around town.
Thank you, Treasurer Larson.
I really like the catalog redesign. That is so cool. I think people are going to be like so blown away by it. Marjorie will be missed. It'll be different.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Vice President Bertelli.
Well, I'd like to thank Laura. She's left already for the Aspen demo.
Oh, yeah.
I think I can even get through.
Yeah, you.
I'm not a techie, but and also for the quarterly reports. They're really informative. I know you'll keep them coming.
We will.
I would like to say a few words. Excuse me for having to write it out because I can't remember everything. I think of one thing and then I lose the thought. It's like going into a room and forgetting why you went in the room. Anyway, here we go. It's short but sweet. I'm grateful for the opportunity to have served the residents of Lisle and to have contributed to our library. I am thankful for the experiences, knowledge, and friendships, all of you, I have gained during my 8 years as a trustee. Special thanks to Director Weinstein for her guidance and support, and I navigated through my roles on the board. The professionalism and dedication to our library staff is a testament to Director Weinstein's leadership. Thank you also to Assistant Director Savage, who made a seamless transition from his former role as Youth Services Director to Assistant Director. And he's been a great value to me also. If I may, I want to make a special mention of the efforts of our veterans and our current board, Secretary Sullivan, Treasurer Larson, President Swistak, regarding the success of the renovation. That was one of the main reasons I ran for the board, because I loved coming here and sitting in the atrium and reading and needed it new. I knew it needed a little bit of updating. So the countless hours we spent, financial advisors, architects, construction managers, project managers, I think it qualifies us to become home improvement expert. I truly do. So finally, I'm excited to see what the future holds for our library. Great things happening. I'm confident the current board, all of you, will make a difference in the lives of our community. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve. Oh my God, alongside all of you. And I wish you all the best as we move the library forward and into the future. Thank you all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And with that, the last item on our agenda is to hearing. I have a motion and a second.
I will motion.
Second.
And the second, all in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned at 7:40.
Wow.
Nicely done.
Nice. That's it.